There we go. Quite the delay, isn't it? Hello, hello. There we go. Let's see. What resources do I have on my disposal? Hitting all the wrong buttons. Actually, let's make another bow. See if I get the enchantments I want out of it. No, not this time. Yes, it was Cassie. Apparently, her internet just decided to up and die. Yeah, so, here I am instead. That's... Yeah, and then they got eviscerated by everyone else. Damn it. Okay. But yeah, just thought I'd, you know, chill in Minecraft for like an hour or so. Well, the thing is, it was already, yeah, it was already out in the public once we hit the Twitter, so yeah. Besides, it's not like there's anyone outside of Memby's currently here in this stream anyway. Wonder if Shield's gonna be enchanted. No? Okay. How many diamonds do I have again? 49. Okay. Do a test. Okay. Yeah, me neither. That's why I just kind of listened. So, yeah. Alright, sorry, man. Before. But yeah, I work tomorrow, so probably no stream from me either tomorrow. Well, I might hop on after work. Kind of depends on what's going on. What was I doing? I was gonna do something. Oh yeah, it was definitely funny at least. So anyway, my brother got married yesterday. That was a thing. Oh yeah, the chance could potentially go on a pickaxe. I did. I did have a good time, Cassie. I was actually the best man, so I was very busy. It was very busy. That's why I couldn't get to you back in the DMs until afterwards, just because I got there. I woke up at 7 a.m. Went out there. It was kind of an isolated spot. He's kind of an outdoorsy fella, so it was pretty much out in the woods. Pretty much like not exactly in the woods, but definitely more isolated than what most people go for a wedding, I believe. Had to set everything up, do the whole ceremony, do the speeches, and then put everything away, get home, and boy, yeah, was I tired after that. Oh yeah, Papa Tibbets did most of the cooking. I made my famous mac and cheese too, so. We weren't hurting for food. Yeah, it was mostly tacos. Tacos and tamales and mac and cheese and cake and pies and cookies and yeah. Hi, Mekupan, how's it going? But yeah, like, not very many people actually ate the cake. It was a good cake, but simply because everyone engorged themselves on the regular food. Yeah, Papa Tibbets is a good cook. Professionally trained, too. But yeah, just, most of my day was spent cleaning because, the food was made in our kitchen. For the most part. Entirely, I believe. So, we're talking about a decent number of people, so a decent amount of food, so, Well, Cassie, you just better hope that we do a meet and greet. That Scarlet does a meet and greet in my local area, and I'll see if I can get him to cater us. That'd be cool. What was that? Was that a... out of the shell. So I don't know what those are for. Yeah, he especially likes making tacos, but he makes all sorts of things. Oh yeah, that too, Cassie. You know, kind of helps if you could actually make it. I'm a pretty good cook too. You know, my mac and cheese is always requested at the family meetings, family gatherings, and actually made a soup, new kind of soup. Yeah, I get you, Cassie. Especially in my area, it's kind of a more expensive part of the country as well. So you know. You know, I'd offer you a place to, I'd offer my place to you, but then I'd have to give it to all the Scarlings, and quite frankly, the house is overcrowded as is. So, yeah. Yeah, Papa Toad's even made sushi in the past. You know, it's been a long while since he made it, but he has made it. He also likes making like this teriyaki chicken with coconut rice. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, Mama Tibbets would not be happy with me if I invited a few hundred people into the house. I mean, if it was just you, Cassie, it'd probably be fine. But the thing is, I don't want to be accused of being playing favorites. So, but yeah, it'd be really cool to get a meet and greet over here. Because I don't drive myself, so, you know, a little tricky to get to. Yeah, I definitely have to keep them in separate rooms. Well, the thing is, I don't have separate rooms, so the one would everyone would just have to kind of pile up in the living room. All the actual bedrooms are taken. We'd have to pitch some tents. We had to pitch some tents in the backyard, and quite frankly, it's getting in. Quite frankly, it's the wet season here, so it's cold and it's wet. And it's constantly raining. Yeah. That makes sense, Cassie. That makes sense. Again, if we were all in my house, I don't have any spare bedrooms. Everyone would just be in the living room. So, yeah, definitely. You might want to, you might want to like see if you guys would have to like split some bills or like rent some rooms in like an actual hotel. But as you said, the costs add up, including that. You know, West Coast guy here, so things get kind of spendy. Oh, I assure you, I don't yeet people. Despite my size potentially allowing me to do so, I am too gentle of a giant. Can't say anything about the other ones, though. Anyone else, though, so, Yeah, well, it's nothing to be too ashamed of. It seems as though everyone's short. At least to me. I don't blame you for that, Cassie. I'm glad, I just said it's okay to be short, but boy, am I glad I was tall. I was born tall, Definitely meant people kept their distance growing up. That's it. Being tall does have its downsides, like, you tend to get back pain quick earlier in life. The human body's only built to be so tall. Like, if I want to be up and about for more than like a couple hours, I have to have a back brace, just to, or otherwise my back just really starts to ache. Oh, what's that? But yeah, I ended up being the tallest of the three brothers. Then came Tibbetts the younger, and then Tibbetts the youngest. So we got shorter down the line, albeit just by a little bit. Okay, 5'7" isn't too bad, Meko. I'm 6'7". So, I still got you beat by a good foot, but, 5'7" is about like average? So, nice and comfortable. Nice and comfortable. Yeah, but back to the wedding real quick. We are very lucky that it was raining. It did rain a couple times during the day. Luckily, it parted just in time for the actual ceremony. So you know, the bride wasn't being rained on. As funny as that would have been. Yeah, so I'm assuming they're gonna be all right. Knock on wood and all that. Sorry, spider. Sorry, zombie. I'm not sorry to you, though. But yeah, so, that was, you know, that's why I wasn't able to stream yesterday, because, got home and it was just about time for Scarlet to stream, and, I'm gonna be dead before I start stream over her. I mean, who wants to watch me over her? I don't even want to watch me over her. So, and then the day before that was a lot of cleaning and prep work. And today was cleaning for the afterwards. Ooh, nice cabbage rolls. But yeah, there was a lot of food left over. We're just gonna have leftovers the next couple days from the from the wedding ceremony. Yeah. So now they're just doing a. So now they're the newlyweds are going on a honeymoon like trip down the Oregon coast. So fun for them. I did mention I actually ended up for some reason have Halloween off this year, despite kind of landing on a day I usually work. So I guess I'll be handing out candy. Maybe in the morning I could do a stream then. Maybe. Like I was trying to look up some games that were spooky but not necessarily scary. Um. Oh yeah, I'm doing fine. They've been trying to get me off the register more often, which is nice. Not the most social person IRL, so having me be cashier full time is not fun for me. I vented about it on Twitter every once in a while, I admit. But yeah, it's doing all right. Looks like hours are gonna drop a little bit though. Coming up, they're probably just saving them for for when like the Christmas season hits. Yeah, Pajama Sam. It's an old PC kids game from like oh boy, way in the back. Yeah, it's a the I've only played one of them, but it was a very charming game. It's just it's kind of a point and click adventure type game with some puzzles and stuff. It's a bit on the it's kid spooky. It's like oh pumpkins and stuff. It's not scary, which is why Cassie and I recommend it to Scarla because she's not good with horror. Oh, mending, that's nice. But yeah, I was playing Armored Core from a very young age, so I kind of skipped a lot of those kids' games, unfortunately. Like, I didn't play the Magic School Bus or Freddy Fish or anything. It was just the one Pajama Sam game and then Exploding Robots. Yeah, it's probably wise to not, overdo the tagging. Oh. I know I gave her crap for, being scared of those things, but that squid kind of made me jump a little bit just now, because it kind of came out of nowhere off to the side. I thought there was like some sort of like wolf man or something jumping, coming to flank me, and I was like, what? What? But yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, it's probably wise not to overdo the tagging of her, but, feel free to do so every once in a while. Or, costume quest, maybe I'll ask. I'll look into it and, suggest it for her. Yeah, like, the other day I, tagged her, for a Gunpla kit. Pretty sure I was not the only one. It was from that Gundam movie she really liked. What was that? Okay, time to head back inside. So yeah, probably the funniest part of her Twitter space tonight was when she was trying to figure out how to end it. And she was like crying for help from her manager, from staff to figure out how to turn it on, how to turn off the thing, and then she finally found the button. It was funny. She lost count very quickly, Cassie. That's why. So what have you been up to? Like, you know, I've had an eventful couple days. I know, right? Quite the plot twist. Nice. I haven't really played any games that have dailies, to be honest. Like, I've actually been kind of playing a bit of a Daemon X Machina again lately. Mostly just like the dungeon crawl missions. Kind of thinking, oh, it'd be kind of cool to stream this, but, you know, then I have to erase my save and, you know, start over. It's another, like, build your mech and do missions kind of thing, like Armor Core. But I think it's made by like some of the old people that made the older Armor Core games, and yeah, you can kind of tell because the basic mech aesthetic definitely has that more older Armor Core vibe to them. But it's all like cell shade, look like an anime, so you know. Yeah. Like, it's not as good as Armor Core 6, but oh yeah, Cassie, like I consider myself pretty boring, yet you guys are here talking to me now, so I must not be that bad. So, you know. Yeah, Cassie, so, you know, you're in good company here, Cassie. You know, you're pretty cool. Like, you know, I don't have any tats or piercings whatsoever, and I'm 30. So, hello. Yeah, thanks, Meku. It feels about the same as when I was 29, if I'm being perfectly honest. You know, Cassie, I have Dragon Age Origins. I just haven't touched it. I want to play it, I just never do. And I'm waiting for. And I also still need to get into. No, I also still need to play Baldur's Gate 3, so yeah. But yeah, so Cassie, you know, don't worry too much about reaching 30. It's really, you know, at least for me, it feels exactly the same as it was the year before. That said, I have done a lot differently this year. You know, picked up streaming, became a fan artist. Not a particularly good fan artist, but a fan artist nonetheless. Oh, I get that, Cassie. I get that. Yeah, I believe it's just because every year's like a smaller percentage, fraction of your life, so it just kind of seems like you know, it doesn't take up as much of your time, if that makes sense. Right? I mean, yeah, it does feel like October went especially fast this year, but yeah. Oh god dang it! I now need to figure out what to get people for Christmas. I know what I'm gonna ask for Christmas, but I had to figure out what to get other people. Yeah, Cassie, I agree. Cold, it's wet, and there's too many people wanting to buy useless stuff at work. Oh, and ice, yeah. Yeah, where I'm at, we always get one per. We always get one like burst of snow at some point during the winter months, and it very quickly turns into ice. It's always very fun. That was sarcasm. Indeed, like it's fun. It's pretty to look at as it comes down, but when you reach the age where you have to work through it, it just isn't very fun. Oh dear. Yeah. I'm actually haven't really fallen very often in my life, thankfully. Since I am, that 6'7", it's a long way to fall. So, yeah, yikes, Cassie, that's scary. Like, the last time I fell was actually back in spring, actually, so not too far back, but it was, well, my now married brother was showing me the venue that he was going to get married at, and he he doesn't quite think some things through sometimes. So he decided he wanted to have the ceremony on a slope, like a grassy slope in October in the Pacific Northwest during the rainy season. And the spring then the spring was wet that day, so it matched what the terrain as it would be then that day. And I slipped and fell halfway down said slope, totally ruining well, not totally ruining, but I still haven't cleaned them yet. Like a jacket, a pair of pants, socks, a shirt. But yeah, I simply said no. You have to put it on flat ground. That we won't be able to get the arch down there. Let alone if anyone comes in, any of our family members, come in on a wheelchair. I have thankfully thus far never broken a bone in my body. Knock on wood. Uh, but I did slip in the shower once, and that was the time I took out the corner of the toilet. Yeah, like I say I'm boring, and I still think I am, but you know, interesting things have happened to me before. Like, I'm pretty sure I was being hit on by older women when I was 14. And even before that, I was being called hot by older girls in a theme park. Um, got flooded out of my house by sewage, like that, around the same year that I was, at 14. Was saving baby sea turtles during Halloween. Yeah, I never really did anything too adventurous. I managed to avoid, you know, getting badly hurt at any point. I do sometimes think Scarlet does, you know, think about me personally a little too much. I know that's parasocial, but, I don't know, she sometimes just brings my name up out of nowhere. Like the other day, a few days back, when she was, like, trying to figure out whose birthday, you know, she saw on the... That she saw, and she, like, said, oh, was it Tibbetts? I was like, no, you already wished me happy birthday, like, 3 times last month. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Cassie. About, you know... Now, they never really forced me to stay out of school for any period of time. So it does seem kind of interesting that they took such drastic measures. They might have noticed something that you didn't, is my only guess, but I wouldn't know. Oh, I actually haven't even, and honestly, I haven't even been around that, you know, very long in the grand scheme of things. I guess she's only been around for a couple of years, but still. Maybe I am. Maybe I have been there longer, you know, here longer than I thought. Oh God, I mean, it's another one of those things. Like, oh my God, you know, that we were talking about earlier. Like, oh my God, time is passing so fast. Because it only feels like I have it feels like I haven't really been here all that, you know, in the community for that long. You know, it doesn't feel like I've been, you know, part of the Scarlet community for that long, but I guess it has been. It's been about a year and a half, I guess. Oh, Shadow Soldier got busy. Yeah, you know, it happens to the best of us. Yeah, I remember that. And when like Muffin was, was a daily, was there every day, and I miss some of the old guard. But life goes on. People, find new things. Interests diverge. The usual stuff. But yeah, yeah, I guess it has been a lot long. Now that once again, now that I think about it, because I'm saying, oh, I kind of miss the old group. Not that there's anything wrong with the current people, mind you. Just saying like, oh, it's always a little sad when you see people you got used to go. Oh look, the zombie pigman came through the portal. Muffin did show up for the outfit prediction stream. I remember that very clearly. But you know, you know, they got burned out and needed to do other things as well. And they still keep tabs, but from what I gather, but yeah. Yeah, I do need to go to the Nether at some point, Meku, and that's kind of what all this leveling up's been about this whole time. And actually, funny story, you probably didn't see the streams where I initially got there and went there and it was like there's just like this tiny cave. It wasn't until I dug down in a particular direction that I actually found the rest of the Nether. But for like a period for like a long period of time, I was thinking like, wow, that is incredibly disappointing. Because, you know, there was like a whole adventure and a half just to get the obsidian to build the portal itself, and, you know, it was just like this tiny little cave with nothing in it. Yeah, me too, Cassie, me too. I've grown a bit too attached. Exactly, Meku. It was just a tiny cave in the ceiling. Like, actually, let me show you. First bed. Now, how do I get out of a shift, right? Yeah, shift. Of course, there'd be a creeper even here. Good thing I brought one of these. Yeah, see? This is what we saw initially. Like, that wasn't there. That's where I started digging. And it was up here. I tried digging over there. It wasn't until I just decided to kind of dig at a diagonal here. So we found the rest of it. Actually, let's dump this. Yeah, same, Cassie. You know, it feels nice to, you know, to actually talk to people. This stream is pretty much just everyone going like, hey, do you remember that time? Or was it that other time? You know, just like, you know, or like how, you know, and then realizing how old and decrepit we've become. Well, Meku, enjoy it while it lasts, because we all age at our own rates. I'm not exactly decrepit yet either, but, you know, I already got pains and stuff in certain, you know, in the joints just because I'm, you know, because I am, you know, tall, you know. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Meku, is that, just some people, that, tend to be from, of Asian descent, tend to seem to kind of just, have kind of an off and on switch when it comes to aging. It kind of skips all the steps there. Oh yeah, Cassie, is that how it works? I mean, the amount of gifted members that tend to get thrown around there, I'm not too surprised you got one. Oh, it's cool that you remember what your first message said, Cassie, because I don't remember what my first one said. I know what my first super chat that somehow led to me getting a gifted memby, I believe. Wasn't Descaros to Pomu, and it was during during her, oh, the new book. Nice. And, and it was during her Metal Wolf Chaos stream. And if you don't know what that is, that's that one time From Software, the guys that made Armor Core and the Elden Ring, but at the time it was mostly Armor Core, uh, were given a chance to make a Xbox exclusive game for like the OG Xbox for Japan only, and they decided to make it about a future president of the United States having to take back the country from a coup d'état in a mech suit, as one does. And she was playing the remake of it, and the remaster really, and she made a comment saying how she did as we hear a lot, that she didn't know much about geography and all that. And I said, well, don't feel too bad. There was people in the schools I grew up here in Washington State that weren't aware that Washington D.C. was a different place. I said, yeah, that's pretty sad. DC is actually not a state. It's kind of its own little district. Pretty much, back in the day when they were trying to figure out where to make the capital of the United States, the Congress wanted to they didn't want the federal government to be kind of, at the mercy of the security apparatus of an individual state. So they just kind of carved out a bit of Maryland, and at the time part of Virginia, though the Virginia part eventually was given back to Virginia. Um, and called it kind of its own area that was under the direct control of the federal government. And then people just kept moving into there, and now people are trying to debate as to whether or not it should have like the full state's rights, because, well, people live there, but they don't have the same representation. They still pay the taxes. It's technically on the border. It's part of It's in Maryland. Washington D.C. is in Maryland. However, it used to be a part of it also used to be in Virginia as well, but that part is now called Arlington, and it's kind of is part of Virginia again. Been an hour and a half already. Nope. Sorry. Oh, but yeah, I need to figure out what I'm gonna draw next. Yeah. Should probably, do more fan art at some point. Not sure what, though. Oh, of course, Cassie. I mean, there's a reason why they're all, like, pretty much household names, at least among, nerds like us. Yeah, same. I could, because you can't, I don't speak, I don't understand a lick of Japanese either. So, I need the Clippers to translate it. Boy, they make the world go around, don't they? Oh yeah, I tweeted it, but just to let you guys know, I got Titanfall 2 to cooperate with my with my setup now. So yeah, I might try to restart that game. Do a playthrough of that. Oh, Fuomoko, you mean? Yeah, I haven't really watched anything All Alive in like at least a year. I still follow them. I'm still subscribed to them. I just haven't watched their streams in a while. Yeah, there's just too many VTubers around, and quite frankly, I'm just kind of, I kind of gravitate to certain people, and quite frankly, Scarlet's the one. So, yeah. Yeah, Maku, it truly is. Yeah, you shared one of his covers, didn't you, Cassie, with me on Twitter? Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Well, it's just about midnight here, and the EP is starting to kick in, so I should probably call it a night, brush my teeth, go to bed, and get ready for work. So yeah, thanks for accompanying me in this tonight. Thanks for coming, everybody. It was a pleasure having you. And yeah, have a good night. See you tomorrow. Well, no, probably not tomorrow. Well, maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens.